Gary Gilchrist is the president of the National Automobile Dealers Association, and he was interviewed recently because the National Automobile Dealers Association convention is happening next week in New Orleans. I'm going to my first ever NADA, folks. Let me know what content you want to see from that. And he was asked this question, Dad, in his departure interview with Automotive News. What will happen with the CARS rule, which is the FTC rule in 2025, and how will NADA get involved? NADA has been at the tip of the spear on that. We've challenged it and it got stayed in the first part of October. And now we're just waiting for the ruling. This is a wait and see. We feel good about it, but obviously we're waiting to see where the ruling comes. I just want to remind everyone, we published this over on CAREdge.com. The Federal Trade Commission's CARS rule will enforce transparent car pricing. The purpose of what the FTC is trying to do with their combating auto retail scams rules is to help consumers. Here is what the benefits would be for consumers and car dealers if this rule were to be passed. The rule prohibits deceptive information about pricing, financing, add-ons, and other material information. Dealers are required to disclose the offering price, the actual price anyone can pay for a car, excluding only government fees. It is illegal for car dealers to charge for add-ons that don't provide any benefit to consumers, and dealers are now required to get customers express informed consent before charging them for any amount. The outgoing president of the National Automobile Dealers Association, we've challenged it. It got stayed. We feel good about it. What a bummer, man. What a bummer that the industry, the National Automobile Dealers Association, should be supporting this and is not.
And that surprises you. Why? It's sad. I agree with you. It's sad. It's sad in the respect that we're in the year 2025. It is time for the industry to be the leaders of change as to how people are treated and how vehicles are sold. That industry, of which I was a part of for 43 years, is so stuck in the past, in how things should be done, in how customers should be treated. There was an article the other day that we referenced that 75% of people were extremely satisfied with their recent new car purchase when, guess what? The transaction was transparent. Oh my goodness gracious. So why an organization like the National Automobile Dealers Association doesn't want to bring the industry into the 21st century is beyond me. It is well past time to change how dealerships do things, and that they should condemn the dealers that still are playing the games that they're playing, and they should grasp things like the CARS rules, and champion them in their effort to clean up their industry. But they refuse to do that. There was one other thing that was extremely interesting in that article.
Sure.
And it had to do with, oh God, what was it? Scroll down and I'll see it. Keep scrolling because you're scrolling slow. Oh, the Scout program. Stop. You can go back up a little bit. Here we go. What is NA doing about Scout's direct sales program? Where you are going to see that it starts unfolding, but it's a real simple answer. It will be challenged nationwide. That's as simple as I can make it. It's going to be challenged. Stay tuned as it starts to unfold. So there's another area where the National Automobile Dealers Association has said, we're going to fight you tooth and nail if you want to go direct to consumer. Okay. Now, I get why they're saying that, because the franchise dealership network, the way it's set up, allows people to become very wealthy, the people that own these dealerships. And so they have their own greedy self-interest in mind. But at a certain point, you have to look at things as to what's best for the people out there, and how can we figure out a way to coexist, or to co-opt that so that they wouldn't want to go direct to consumer. And maybe the way you do that is by, I don't know, championing the FTC's CARS regulations so that you can say to the manufacturers out there, we've seen the light. We want to do it a different way.
What are your thoughts on Amazon's expansion of its sales program online, and what, if any, concerns does NADA have about that program and in expanding to brands beyond Hyundai? The answer here, quote, the main thing is, as long as it meets the franchise laws, that's the concern, that we offer it based on the franchise laws of every state of not selling direct. It will be challenge. It's fascinating, Dad. I'm going to my first ever National Automobile Dealers Association convention next week. I'll be in New Orleans. If you watch this show and you're going to be there, please come up and say hi. I am super interested to see what the experience is like. This is the first time I'm kind of, what's it called, going into the lion's den? Like, that's what it feels like, going into the lion's den. And I'm going to be talking to the folks from Amazon. I want to understand, how do you think about what you're building? What are you doing with Hyundai? What are your plans to expand? And of course, many others, because there's a lot of pressure on the automotive industry right now, and in particular dealers. Pressure both from the FTC, from Amazon, obviously pressure from the OEMs pushing on them to, potentially operate differently. And then, of course, there's record profits that this industry has been experiencing for the past few years. But now it seems like the tide has finally turned with record inventories growing. So I'm super interested to see what happens next week. And again, ask our community, what questions do you have from inside the lion's den? What information can I provide from that experience that I'm going to have?
Hopefully you don't end up a meal for for the lions when you're in the lion's den.
I mean, I know you and I come on here and we are obviously advocates for consumers. That is very clear.
We are advocates for change in how dealerships as a whole operate.
Yeah. Well, I hope I am well received there. I'll report back on that as well. Stay tuned. Ford patent system that lets you cuss out its engineers in real time. Ever wanted to yell at the people who made your car? Ford proposed a system that would let owners do exactly that from inside their vehicles. So Ford is also trying to be proactive here a little bit, or at least listen to their customers. They are looking to patent a system where customers can press some sort of button or indicate to the vehicle that they want to be listened to, and then can yell, scream, do whatever the heck they would like, and share that information back to a cloud server that goes into a portal application that then puts it into a cloud storage center. The TLDR here, Dad, is Ford is trying to patent a system where you can just press a button, yell at them, and that feedback goes somewhere into the Ford ether.
And you want to know where that feedback really goes? It's going to go to Allstate and other insurance companies, and they're going to go, we don't want that person as a customer. I mean, come on. It's not like that information's really going to go to the engineer, because if it did, the engineers would never get any work done. I mean, goodness gracious. I say, and I'll probably use a term I shouldn't.
Well, then think about it before you say it. Then.
Okay, I have heard.
Did you think about it?
Yes, I'm about to clean it up. At 73, I have heard a lot of stupid poop in my life. This could be at the top of the stupid poop list. Okay? I mean, why does anybody sit around saying we need to have this so this information can go up into the cloud? Okay? Tell me that it'll work because you can produce rain from it in areas that need water. But why is it going? Who cares that it's going to? Your engineers aren't going to listen to it because the driver is screaming at the top of their lungs, this is the stupidest piece of crap. Why doesn't the navigation system listen to me? Who comes up with this nonsense? And why do they pay somebody to come up with this nonsense? I mean, come on.